If you are a man and you are above 50 years of age, or even if you are below 50 but you have prostate issues, enlarged prostate, or you have cancer of the prostate, listen up very carefully, because there is one simple fruit that can help to shrink your prostate, and it may even reduce the risk of prostate cancer. I am a urologist and pelvic surgeon, and today we're going to talk about what that one fruit is and how it can help you with your prostate health. If you're new here, I am a board-certified urologist, and I make educational content on sexual education, bladder conditions like overactive bladder, urinary incontinence, as well as sexual health. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe and share this channel with your friends. So, the most common cancer in men is prostate cancer. And in fact, 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer during their lifetime. That is a huge number. Now, the way prostate cancer is detected is through a simple blood test called the PSA, or prostate-specific antigen. And basically the way it works is that when the prostate makes a lot of PSA, that usually means that there's some kind of problem with the prostate. Whether it's inflammation, infection, or in this case, cancer. The higher the PSA, the more likely it is that something is going on with your prostate. And the second way we diagnose prostate cancer is through a digital rectal examination, where we go in and feel the prostate to see if there are any nodules or abnormalities in the prostate that may be concerning for cancer. Now, there has been several studies that have shown that eating a diet high in tomatoes actually can help lower your risk of getting prostate cancer. We think this is because tomatoes contain something called lycopene. Lycopene is a carotenoid, which is a pigment that gives fruits and vegetables a red color. And we know that lycopene is very concentrated in tomatoes. It's actually 10 times higher in tomatoes than it is in other vegetables. And the way that lycopene works is that it inhibits something called antigen expression. And what that means is that it lowers the amount of antigen that your body makes, which then subsequently lowers your PSA level. In one study that was done, they took 44 men who had newly diagnosed prostate cancer, and they gave them either a placebo or they gave them tomato juice that contained a lot of lycopene. And what they found was that the men who drank the tomato juice had a significant drop in their PSA levels, about a 35% drop in their PSA levels, whereas the placebo group did not. Another study looked at the association between tomato consumption and prostate cancer risk, and they found that people who ate a lot of tomatoes, 3 or more servings of tomatoes per week, had a 19% reduced risk of getting prostate cancer. And another study found that if you increase your lycopene intake by 10 milligrams per day, you can decrease your risk of prostate cancer by 18%. But why should you eat tomatoes? Tomatoes are not only delicious, but they're also a really good source of lycopene. But there are some other foods that are really good sources of lycopene as well. And those include watermelon, specifically the rind of the watermelon, as well as pink grapefruit and asparagus. While these are not as readily available, you can actually buy lycopene supplements. However, I would recommend getting it from food sources if possible. The way to get the most lycopene out of your tomatoes is to actually cook them. So cooking your tomatoes increases the bioavailability, meaning that your body can absorb more lycopene from the tomatoes if they're recooked versus if they re-raw. Also, if you combine them with a little bit of fat, like if you're having tomato sauce with pasta and you add a little bit of olive oil, your body can absorb even more lycopene, because it's a fat-soluble nutrient. Bottom line, if you want to help decrease your risk of prostate cancer, eat lots of tomatoes, at least 3 to 4 servings of tomatoes per week. And you may even notice that your PSA has dropped on your next prostate exam. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to share this video with your friends. As always, remember to take care of yourself, because you're worth it.